Yeah. Hello, everyone. Got to put everyone on D&D. We got a special training coming today. This is one that I am really excited about, and we've had a lot of interest from the community. So I'm expecting, lots of activity and comments, and let us know now if you're just joining us, kind of where you're coming from, where you are on your investing journey. Do you have any rentals? Are you looking to get your first rental? We would love to hear from you because I want to make this as interactive as possible and give you the most value that I can. So let's hop in. Yeah, Lizzie says she's so excited. So I do go live using StreamYard, and you just give permission to see who comments on the screen, and that really helps me because I want to see who's out there today. So let's hop into it. Here we go. Today, we are going to learn how to maximize your first 90 days in real estate investing. And yes, you will get a copy of this slideshow. So just comment below and ask, and we'll download it and get you a copy over. So I'm going to go fast. And if you think that you have any questions, just put them in the chat, like I said. So let's get to it. Oops. We do have a formal 90-day challenge to buy your first rental property. It's hosted by Unlocked. That is not the point of this training. The point of this training is to empower you to take every single step-by-step plan and implement it yourself. And anyone can do this. Anyone can go from property owner or newbie to property owner if you follow this plan. So that's the purpose here. And if you're new to this community, who am I and why do you care about, who I am or anything like that? My name is Jessie Lang, and I founded Unlocked. I teach people to buy and manage long-term rental properties. And a little of my story is I got started 10 years ago house hacking. And it was a series of life events that kind of got me to the point of realizing that real estate could actually be a career. But I hit every bump in the road. I made every single mistake that you could possibly imagine to get to the point of actually taking real estate seriously. So today we have 70 doors, 70 rental properties that I own and manage, self-manage with the help of a small team. That didn't happen overnight. It took 10 years to get there. We got really serious about the BRRRR method specifically about 3 years ago. And that's when we were able to scale from about 11 doors up to the 70 today. So picking a strategy and sticking to it was really my big secret. But ultimately, I am just a regular person. Anyone here who knows me, I, curse and I make mistakes and I do all this. I'm just a regular person. Love to travel. I love plants. I love my pets. We foster cats. My gorgeous wife, Laura, she's been involved in a lot of, this training. So everyone is I promise you, just a regular old person who happened to find something that they were passionate about and stick to it, right? The consistency part. So I want to teach you how to do this yourself and how to get into real estate yourself. This is what I hear. I talk to all of you in the community all the time. Everyone says there are no good deals out there. The interest rates are so high. Yes, they are. Interest rates right now are not great for cash flow. Competition is driving up prices. I can't find a deal that works with the purchase price and the cash flow. And I'm here in this training to change your thinking a little bit about the benefits of owning rentals long-term. We know that there's principal pay down, there is appreciation, the natural increase in value over time. We know that there's tax advantages and that there's cash flow. So those are the four main benefits of owning real estate. And I want to give you a 10-year example. So this is a real property that we own. And I want to run through this. It's going to take about 3 minutes, but you're going to come out on the other side and be like, holy crap, the power of real estate's amazing. This is a deal that we purchased. It appraised for $197,000. That was after we did the renovation. So the ARV was 197. We'll say 200K here. So I took out 75% of that property value in the form of a loan. That loan is at 8%. Okay. So I'm going to show you we can still make deals work. At the end of year one, I now owe $148,000 because my resident paid down, say, $1,250 over the course of that year in principal. And then let's look at year over year with values increasing by 5%, which is really safe, very conservative. In Columbus, we're seeing appreciation higher than that. So let's be conservative at 5% year over year. And let's watch what happens after just 5 years. So every single year, my value goes up due to appreciation. And every year, my balance goes down due to principal reduction. So someone else paying my loan off. At the end of just 5 years, it's nothing. Blink of an eye is 5 years. I have $100,000 in equity. Okay. So this is where it gets really cool because you can borrow against that property that you own. You can refi, say rates come down. You can refi into a loan at 75% loan to value. The value at that time is $243,000. But look, you only owe $142,000. So you can actually pull out about $40,000 in equity. It's 75% of the 243 is this 182. So my new loan amount is 182,000. The value stays the same on year 6, still going up 5% year over year. But my balance has also gone up, right? Because I owe more because I pulled money out. So my balance has gone up, but someone else is still paying it down. And this is at 6%. So it's being paid down faster. And you can check an amortization schedule. I didn't just make these numbers up. This is exactly what would be reduced on principal at a 6% interest rate. So watch what happens after 10 short years. $126,000 in equity that I earned by holding this property long term. That's in addition to the $40,000 I already pulled out and the cash flow that I collected, even if it was measly because rates have been high, even if it was measly, there was cash flow throughout this, these 10 years. So $160,000 from one property. How would your life look different in just a few years? Even if you refinanced after 3 years, how would it look different? If you held this for 10 years, if you held this for 30 years and your note was paid off and you owed zero and the value kept going, how could you sleep how well could you sleep at night, right? This is how the wealthy actually get wealthy and not just rich, is holding real estate long-term. If you knew that you could sell a house and send your kid to college, how could you sleep at night? If you knew that you could sell a house and take care of your sick parents, how good could you sleep at night? This is truly the power. You can flip, you can wholesale, and that's all active and you're always hustling the next deal. This is how you build wealth. So take a few seconds and really, really think about how would your life look if you had this equity? And this is what we're here for, okay? So yeah, comment below if you have some ideas on like what exactly your life would look like. Yeah, someone's saying completely life-changing. So there is a question on you missed the purchase price, and I will be honest that the purchase price doesn't matter because I took out 75% of what it was worth when it was valued after the renovation. So we had a full appraisal and we took out 75% of that. So it's purely based on what it's worth once it's fixed up. Yes, someone said they were traveled. That is definitely me. That is me. So let's look into it. The action plan. This is why we're here. Like I said, I'm going to share with you step by step exactly what I would do to take someone from newbie to property owner in just 12 short weeks. We're going to go week by week, task by task exactly what you need to do to make sure that you are making this huge transformation in a really short amount of time. Week 1, kickoff. This is kind of your bookkeeping and your foundation setting week. I would find some accountability partners. I would find a cousin, a coworker, anyone in your network who is equally committed to changing their life, and start a group chat, start a Facebook thread, meet in person, whatever you can do to keep that accountability, because you're going to hit roadblocks, you're going to hit challenges, and it's going to be so easy to fall off. So that's why we really, really need that community. You're going to pull your credit score. If you do not have the right credit to borrow, it's going to be challenging to actually get any loans. And buying real estate does require money. So run your credit early, because you can have time to fix it by the time you need to start making offers. You want to pick a market. Are you investing in your own backyard? Are you investing remotely? Are you investing, somewhere where there's a direct flight? We have one student who will only invest if there's a direct flight from Seattle, which I love it. So pick where you are actually going to invest, because obviously that's going to change how you build your team, how you source deals, whatever. Determine your buy box. And your buy box is just a fancy lingo for what you buy. Do you buy single family? Do you buy multifamily? Airbnbs? What's your exit strategy? You want to get really, really clear with what you buy. And the more clear you can get, the easier it's going to be to find deals, because people know what to bring to you. So that's week 1. Week 2 is all about the money. And we start this super early because, like I said, anyone who tells you you can buy real estate with no money, they're blowing smoke up your butt. That is not possible. You do need some money. You need some skin in the game. So we talk about it early. We learn about funding sources. How are you going to pay for these? You want to start applying with hard money lenders. You want to start raising private money. So those are friends, family, anyone who may have some dusty old cash that isn't really being put to work. They can get involved in what you're doing by being a private lender. So we talk a lot about other people's money. Would highly encourage you to start this early in the process. And then you're also going to open your entity. This is something that, we build the administrative task week over week so that you don't get overwhelmed. So you'll see kind of an admin task in the following weeks. Then we look at the deals, all about deal sources. Like, where are these coming from, right? Deals don't just magically come to you. You have to go out and you have to put in the work to let people know what you're buying, where you're buying it, and how you're paying for it. And once you've established all that, then you can connect with wholesalers. You can connect with realtors, and you actually want to hire your realtor. You want to bring on someone on your team who understands what you're trying to accomplish and is on the same side as you. So also start your referral networks. Referral deals are the best because, for the most part, they're free. You're not paying a wholesaler. You're not paying, on the buy side, you're not paying commissions, but they're very low cost, but people can only send you referrals if they know what you're doing. So as you're going through this 12 weeks, you want to be really loud on social media with your friends and family. Let people know what you're doing, because if you don't tell people, how are they ever going to participate with you? How are they ever going to get involved as a potential investor, private investor, as a referral partner, as a, shoulder to cry on? If no one knows what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to get a business off the ground. So be loud and the deals will come to you. Apply for your EIN. Super administrative, but definitely something you got to do. Week 4, I would dive deep into the numbers. So this is, we teach the BRRRR method. It is the method I've used to build our portfolio with, very little money out of pocket after the renovations. So during this week, you want to go so deep into the method, the strategy, the calculator. The calculator is, if you're doing these right, there's 10, 15, 20 different inputs that you need to put into the calculator to make sure it's a deal or not a deal. So you need to go super deep in this week and get feedback from your peers. So once you do a deal analysis, like let people know, other people in your accountability group who know what to look for as well. You guys check each other's work and bounce ideas off of each other, because not just doing your own deals, but learning from other people's deals is something that is so often overlooked and is a huge, huge impact on your learning, because you can help someone spot their mistakes. And if you can teach it to someone, that means you truly understand it. So make sure you're working with your peers on this to get it right. Then you're going to open your bank account, afternoon task, not a big deal. Week 5, we're going to look at the team. So learn, who do you need on your dream team? How do you find them? You go out on social media or your network referrals, and you want to actually start hiring people, contractors, attorneys, agents you've already hired, boots on the ground. If you're investing remotely, you need to actually hire these people and lean on them, because you're going to have a lot of questions coming up. Then you want to make sure you have a good foundation for how you manage them, how you communicate, what is and is not acceptable for your business standards. And you want to write your operating agreement. So this is a document that kind of outlines how your business is run, who's in charge of making decisions, all of that. Any title company will need a valid operating agreement to close on a property. So this is something that you want to have before you start making offers, just so you're not scrambling when the time comes. So this is the exciting part. You are now ready to make offers. Let me know in the comments. How does that feel? Like, okay, you've done all of this hard work and you're ready to make offers. Yeah. Does it feel scary? That's what we hear from a lot of students. They're like shaking in their boots and I don't feel ready. I do feel ready. This is exciting. Like, there's so many emotions, but this is like the most important part. And that's why we have the offer section open for 3 weeks. We have 3 solid weeks where I recommend you are learning every single thing you can about your local market, your deep dive on comps, deep dive on rehab cost, learn how to make a competitive offer. Your first, second, third, fifth offer may not be accepted because they're not competitive. So you learn. Every time you make an offer, you learn something and you get more and more competitive. You want to learn probably how to run the numbers faster. So towards the end of this, you may not have time to run the full calculator analysis because you have people sending you deals from all over the place. Wholesalers are coming to you, agents are coming to you, and they need an answer. So you want to get fast at it. So we have some shortcuts that we teach to give a ballpark. And then if that ballpark is accepted, go ahead and run the full analysis, right? And at this point, these 3 weeks, I would be making no less than 5 offers a week. No less. If you're making less than that, the numbers are not in your favor, because remember, we're buying, for the most part, distressed properties. Either the property itself is distressed or the situation is distressed. Bankruptcy, foreclosures, anything like that. So we're coming in at a discount. To make these numbers work, we're buying at a discount. And that's how I built our 70-unit rental portfolio, is at a discount. So it may take time. It may take a good amount of offers, but one will be accepted. So you got to get that mindset right. This is going to be a big week of learning and tweaking, and a couple weeks, and really putting yourself out there. So week 9, you guys, you're in contract. I know I got to talk about mindset a lot here, but like I said, this is kind of when people tend to freak out and they're like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm having a panic. But remember, you are doing this for that long-term benefit. I mean, you saw on a single deal how your life can be changed. transformed. You got to get that mindset right, and you can't freak out. You can freak out for a second, but you got to get back on track with the right mindset, because this is where so many newbies just fall off and they get something in contract and it's too scary and they back away. So accountability, stay on track. You got to get your title work done. Okay. So hopefully you have a good title company, interview some during the team building process, so you're not having to do it as soon as you're in contract. And then you have your walkthroughs. You have, maybe your general contractor, or you're subbing the project out yourself. So you have your electrician, your roofer, all the team that you've built. You have everyone come through together for a lot of your due diligence. And then we keep going into due diligence. Typically, you're going to have some inspection period. So you're getting your appraisal done, property insurance. Your insurance advisor is actually writing the policy. And then if you need to renegotiate the contract, you want to do it during this inspection period. So this next week is really, really big on due diligence. Like, is this a solid deal? Go to your accountability team or, buddies, and make sure that you have a second, third, fourth set of eyes on this deal and that it's solid and that you're not overlooking something. So that's what this week is about. And then week 11, and this one looks a little bare, but if you've done your homework, if you've done everything you're supposed to this point, there isn't a lot to do. Everyone, kind of freaks out at the pre-closing stage, but you've done the hard work. All you have to do at this point is wire the money, or your private lender or hard money lender. They wire the money. You get the keys, make sure your insurance is on, your utilities are on. But other than that, you've done a lot of it. So week 12, closing. First and foremost, you celebrate. This has not been easy. We went through a million different steps that you need to do to educate yourself, to build your team, to put yourself out there. You have to really put yourself out there and let people know what you're doing. So you have put in the work, and you should celebrate. You have to track all of this new information, right? How do you store your keys? How do you track the terms of your mortgage? When it's due, how you pay, how much you pay. Do they escrow taxes? There's a lot of moving parts. So take the time to fill in your data management system, and then start planning your next steps. It's so exciting that you start planning your next steps, because you have a renovation in front of you, and you have, you have a refi coming, and you have a lot of stuff. So let me look real quick. If you guys have any questions so far, throw them in the comments. I'm going to answer a couple, and then we'll keep moving on. So question, how do you negotiate with multiple contractors whose price may not match your rehab price? That's a great question. So this is why we are building our team so early in the process. I don't want you coming up with the rehab numbers yourself. Please don't do that. So the numbers will match your contractors, because they're the ones who are helping you figure out those numbers, right? Okay. What else do we have? Didn't know. Okay. Well, cool. So let's keep going. This is simple. So easy. Anyone could do this. And I literally believe that anyone can do this, because I did it. I figured it out. Took a lot longer than 90 days, but anyone can do it. If you need more handholding, I have our 90-day challenge to buy your first rental property. We would love to have you join. Like I said, you really can do this on your own. I encourage you to start a little community and let us know in the unlocked group, how is it going? How's your group doing? I genuinely would be so excited if you guys could take this training and step by step make it happen. Not everyone can do that, and that's totally fine. If you want to make sure you're staying on track, if you want to accelerate the time from, newbie to property owner, we would love to have you in the challenge. The next round does start on October the 30th. So that's this coming Monday. We do have some seats available. And with that seat, you get weekly progress calls. These are, it's not teaching. It's not me, there is teaching, but it's more you coming with questions on where you're missing or anything like that. And we're really checking in on progress. We're making sure your homework was done, all that. You get a one-on-one deal analysis once you're in contract. So like I said, that due diligence period is clutch. You want to make sure that the deal that you are buying is a solid deal and that you're not overlooking anything. And then we have an epic step-by-step guide. There is homework, so you're going to be back in school. And a private Facebook community of other challengers just like yourself. It's this little accountability pod who are going through the same thing. Mindset-wise, I talk so much about mindset because it's overlooked, but is like really the key to sticking with something. So we have technical support, we have, mindset support and community support. And I am so confident that this challenge will work for you that I guarantee if you follow all these steps that you will buy your first property within 90 days, or I will work with you for free until you do. So that's what it looks like if you guys wanted to get a little more hand-holding. If not, I want you to take this guide and run with it. We do have a cheat sheet that I absolutely want to share with all of you. So comment on this video if you're watching live, or if you're watching the replay even, comment on the video and we will get you a one-page cheat sheet that's exactly what to do week by week. And if you're watching this someplace outside of Facebook, email hello@unlocked guide and we will get you a copy. So I know that was a lot of information. I know. Thank you so much for coming. I know that you can do it. I have absolutely no doubt that you can do it if you put your mind to it. And I know that because we have students, buying their first rentals every day. Any comments? Yeah, so just let us know in the comments if you want the cheat sheet. If you have any questions, I do have a few minutes for Q&A. Oh, there's comments to answer. Sorry, Laura's talking to me. So let's see. What is the first step I would take if I wanted to join the 90-day challenge? The first step is that you would reach out to myself or to Lizzie Ross. She may have been the one to tag you in this. She is on my team. She's a great asset. She's actually a 90-day challenge student herself. So reach out to her and she will give you some information. We do have a little short quiz. So like I said, not just anyone can, turn around tomorrow and buy real estate. So we actually have like a little qualifying couple questions. It's no big deal to make sure that you are ready. So that's a great question. Just DM me or Lizzie Ross. And the deal analysis is clutch. Yes. Oh my gosh. It tells you yes or no. Is this a deal? Like no more, well, what if I change my numbers here? And what if this was this? And you forego all that. So good. All right. We got a lot of interest in the cheat sheet. How difficult is it to refi? Seriously, great question. This is something that we also teach because you need to have a really good idea on what that property will appraise for, what your interest rates will be. All of that goes into the calculator. So I would, it's not difficult. The answer is not difficult, but you do want to start speaking to your lenders pretty early, even in the build your team section. I believe that was week 5. Week 5, I would start talking to some lenders as well. Just make sure that you are underwriting, which is, planning, is it a good deal or not, that you're underwriting with the same terms that your lender will give you when it's time to refi.
How do we get the deal calculator?
You get the deal calculator. It is part of the challenge, and we have in-depth training on how to use it. So it's something that we could provide as part of the challenge. And then we have a couple questions that assume a previous owner's mortgage. That's all stuff. It's not, I'm happy to answer. Maybe on the next like open Q&A training that I do, or you can ask in the Facebook group. But yeah, I thank you all for being here. I really, really want to see you take this and run with it. And just be open to the challenge and at each bump in the road as it comes along, because real estate will change your life. Absolutely. So thank you guys.